Hi. It's been a while. Um, so let's talk books. Let's talk what I've been up to while I get ready for my day, or I don't know how I want to do this today. I really want to jump back in to making videos for you guys because I've missed doing this. I missed talking about all books that I've read. I've been talking about a few books that I've read on TikTok, but I don't talk about every single book that I read on TikTok. So we're diving into YouTube again because I also need to get ready for the reading reset, which, yes, I'm still going to do. If you guys are new here, don't know what that is, the reading reset is something that I do every year. It's kind of like a video diary, a video journal, whatever you want to call it. It's like a reading journal that I do. It's basically for myself, but I put it out there for everybody else as well. Yeah. Honestly, okay, we have a lot of books to talk about. So let's dive in and go ahead and get started. Because to my last video in the last 5 months, that's the last time I did a video, I've read quite a bit. And I've read some fantastic books that I need to talk about. So let's go. As you can tell by the intro, I'm trying to kind of revamp my channel here. I came up with that idea and I thought, hey, why not? I'm going to go with it. So here we are. There's a lot. There's a lot. I've read so far on on November 25th of 2024, I have read 36 books this year. I have talked about a few of them. I think, maybe, no. Goodreads is being slow. I think the last one we talked about, oh my gosh, I've read so much. Looks like the last book I talked about was My Grandmother Asked to Tell Me That She's Sorry. Wow. Okay, we have so many to talk about. So I recommend grabbing a snack, grabbing a cup of coffee, grabbing your favorite drink, whatever, because wow, yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Let's get started. Okay, so some of these are physical, some of these are on Kindle. When I get to physical books that I read, I will hold them up and all that. So first we have Jimmy and the Racing Frog by M. Sterling Jones. I read this all the way back in June. Okay, and this was a really short read. It was about this frog who really wanted to be a racer, but he just was either too fast or he jumped too high or something like that. I don't quite remember. But this was a really cute story. It was a really short story where this frog is just trying to figure out who he is. It was really super cute. That's really all I have about it. I didn't give it a rating just because I didn't feel like it really needed one. It was just cute. So next I have Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. This was a recommendation to me by a friend, and I ended up giving it 3 stars. It was one of her favorites, but I don't know. It just, I feel like it wasn't for me. But, you know, it was like about this family that was trying to get away from a abusive man, and like a mysteries like behind it. I really don't remember much about it, to be quite honest with you. But would I recommend to somebody who likes mysteries? Sure. If that's your thing. Sure. You know. I've read a lot of physical books, but I'm also going down through my list on Goodreads. So the physical book that I have first that I want to talk about is The Ladies, yep, this one. The Ladies of the Secret Circus by Constance Sayers. This was really good, you guys. This took place in 2 different timelines, and it was kind of like set in like the 1940s, and then you have it like set in like 2004. So this girl finds this like secret diary of like her grandmother, and finds out that she's like a part of this like secret circus, and like you can only get into the circus if you have a ticket. So it's hard to get a ticket, but it's the only way you can get in. That's really all I can tell you about this book without giving away any spoilers. But I loved this book. I think I gave it 4 stars though, just because it was a little predictable. Like really good. I didn't give it 4 stars because it was so predictable, but I can't really say much anymore because then I'd give a spoiler away, so we don't want to do that. But if you loved if you love stories about like circuses or anything like that, I would highly recommend this one. Okay, so I've been kind of in my, I wouldn't say a Freya McFadden era, but like I've been kind of like in a psychological thriller era. I mean, I always am. I love psychological thrillers, but I have been reading a lot of Freya McFadden this year, so you're gonna see a lot of those on here. And we also Colleen Hoover, but we'll get to that. But first what I will talk about is The Inmate by Freya McFadden. Okay, so there's something that I've learned that I love about Freya McFadden is like she takes like what you're thinking and like twists it around and makes it completely a 180 of like what you were thinking. But this one was so good. So freaking good. Let me see if I can remember. So this one was about a nurse who ends up going into work in a prison where her ex-boyfriend she has a connection with one of the inmates, and it kind of goes from there. She's not supposed to get close to them, but she hopes that he doesn't remember who she is, but he does end up remembering, and it is twisted. Holy crap. I know I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I was not expecting the ending, and I don't know, with every Freya McFadden book I read, I have not expected the ending. But this one has like 2 separate timelines. You go from like when they were in like high school and then like to like now. So if you have not read this one, like for Freya McFadden, this is the one I would highly recommend to you. It can be a little predictable at times. Like if you read a lot of psychological thrillers, you will find this one a little predictable. But overall, so good. So the next one I'm going to talk about, like I said, I'm talking about these in order that I read them, okay? So there are always going to be repeat authors on here. This next one I read because a friend recommended it to me. The movie was coming out, so I wanted to read the book before I went to go see the movie, which I did end up seeing the movie. but I definitely can say I liked the book better. But that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I know. I can't believe I read a Colleen Hoover book. I've actually read 3, but this was the first one that I read. I enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm not a huge fan of romances, but this is kind of like a romance and a breakup. So this one's a little different. You follow Lily and like her journey with like falling in love, having a baby, and the just dealing with like abuse from her father, and it kind of goes into her life later on, and then that's where it comes in. Like, it ends with us. Like, I don't want to give much more away, but I would highly recommend to watch the movie, only because the actors did a really good job. But I enjoyed the book more because she ends up writing out letters to Ellen DeGeneres, and it's just, it doesn't portray that in the movie at all, but in the book it's really good. Like, she ends up writing to Ellen DeGeneres kind of like a diary, like a journal entry, kind of like talking to her like she's like a personal friend, and I really wish they would have done more of that in the movie. But super, super good. I loved this. I did end up giving this 5 stars. It was so good. Plus, I did read this edition. This edition is gorgeous. This is the collector's edition. Like, so freaking gorgeous. I would actually recommend this to, like, if you just need, like, a soft read, I guess is the better word I'm looking for. I don't know. Animals. Alright, so let's talk about one that has gotten me in to paranormal romance. I know, I'm not a huge romance person. I'm really not. But this one, oh my god, I cannot stop thinking about this book. I recommend this book all the damn time when somebody is looking for something different, something paranormal romance, or just romance in general. Pen Pal by J.T. Geisner. I'm saying that name wrong. Anyway, holy freaking crap, you guys. Like, I'm gonna hide behind this book because I recommend this book constantly. I cannot stop thinking about this book. So this one is about a girl who all of a sudden gets this letter from somebody in prison, and it just says 7 words, which is right here. I will wait forever if I have to. And then it goes from there. Like, the wall starts bleeding, the lights start flickering. It's like a ghost story, and it has an ending that I was not expecting. But if you like smut, this book is for you. If you like spicy scenes, definitely for you. I really loved this. I ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars. Like, I still think about this freaking book, and I want to go back and reread it because it was that good. I highly recommend this one to you. Next, we have A Safe Place to Die by Otto Schaefer. This is the second book in his Rack and Ruin series, which starts with Rust-Colored Rain. This is like a zombie apocalypse-like story. So if you love World War Z, The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, I highly recommend this series to you. I'm not going to go into detail a lot what this one's about because this is the second book. But this one is kind of like they're in the middle of like the zombie apocalypse, and they end up meeting like a bunch of people, and they kind of form this like group, and you get a lot more detail of like the zombies and stuff that's going on. You get a lot more detail of the reason the zombies happened, which it all has to deal with a rust-colored rain, that when a meteor hit the earth and created this rain that falls down and infects people when it rains on you. It's such a different take on zombies, and it's amazing. Okay, so I apologize. My battery died. So let's pick up. I was talking about A Safe Place to Die. You should just check out that series. I highly recommend it. It is so freaking good. It starts with Rust-Colored Rain. But we're going to move on. Okay, because I don't remember what I said about that book, so we're moving on. So next I'm going to talk about Ward D by Freya McFadden. Again, this is one of those that I did not see the ending coming. Like, okay, let me rephrase. I saw the ending coming, but it was not in the way I expected it to, if that makes sense. But this one was really good. So this one is about I want to say it was a nurse. Oh no, she was becoming a security guard, I think. So she ended up going into this like ward where her best friend was in that ward, and like ex-best friend or whatever, and it was just weird, sick, twisted, 2 different timelines to it. Mind-boggling, just, oh my goodness. I could not put this one down. I also read this one. I probably should not have read this one, but I was doing it overnight at work, and I was reading this one. Like, one of my clients comes out, and it just scared me, because I was reading this book. And it was just so good. It had the creepy vibes. It was so good. Alright, so next we have It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I actually read this on Audible, but I had to go out and buy my physical copy because I absolutely loved this. This is the second book to It Ends With Us. I would definitely say you have to read It Ends With Us to understand everything, but this one is like following Atlas, who is from the first one, and he kind of like has like family that comes into play, and just kind of starting over with his family. And you have, you know, Lily and stuff in here. Like, I don't want to go into detail about this because I don't want to spoil It Ends With Us for you. So I would highly recommend this one. I ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars. I so much enjoyed this book. So I picked this book up at like a book festival that I went to over the summer, and I really wanted to love this book because it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. But that is The Rose and the Claw by Nancy O'Toole. I ended up giving this 3 stars. I was not a fan of it, unfortunately, but the concept of it was really good. Maybe it just wasn't for me. I don't know. But I mean, I would recommend this to you if you like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I didn't care for it. So next I have Anna Dressed in Blood by Condra Blake. This was a reread for me. I just absolutely love this book. I reread this at least every 2 to 3 years, and I'm about here for it. Like, this is about a guy named Cass who is a ghost hunter, and he finds out about the story about Anna, and what? Alright, let's try this again. Okay, so a different angle again. Unfortunately, I had to clear off my camera, so we're gonna go here. Anna Dressed in Blood by Condra Blake. I've reread this a couple of times now. I absolutely love this book, and it's about Cass, who is a ghost hunter, and he finds about Anna, and he's trying to uncover her secrets and why she's here, where she's like a killer. She like kills people and stuff like that. It is just so good. So good. I always give it 5 stars. Next one, I'm actually really excited to talk about because it is by one of my favorite people right now, who's on TikTok. I met her on TikTok, and we've kind of become long distance best friends. We've never met in real life, But I absolutely adore this girl, and this is her first novella that she's written. And if you want all the smut, if you want nothing but smut, nothing but spice, go check out Into the Veil by Stevie Bakos. Okay? Wow. Okay, let me try to tell you the story without giving it away. So, you have the Pumpkin King and Queen who are cross over on Halloween night into our world and steal the souls of people. And there's so much intimacy, so much just wow. I have no words for this book. Like, if you were to ask me about this book, I have no words for you because it is so freaking good. That's it. I have no words. I cannot recommend this book enough. You love smut. If you want a quick read, go find this book. It is on Amazon. I'm going to leave it linked below so you can go find it. Just wow. That's all I have. Just wow. Okay, so next I have Amelia Bedelia, Means Business, by Herman Parrish. I have been getting into the Amelia Bedelia books because my client loves them. And it's something that we've been reading to each other. Like, she reads a few, like, I read a little bit. So I've been kind of counting them on these. But I've been really kind of enjoying them. I gave this one 4 stars, and I thought it was super cute. Like, this one, like, she's trying to find, like, get the money so she can buy a bike. And she ends up getting, like, you know, herself into trouble and, like, stuff like that. And it's just super cute. And I'm still reading more Bedelia books, so there'll be definitely more of these as time goes on. Probably into next year, but we'll see what happens. It's so cute. Next, we have another Colleen Hoover book. I know, I never thought I'd read Colleen Hoover, but here we are. That is Layla by Colleen Hoover. Like, 5 stars. This, 5 stars? 4 stars. 4 stars. Today's just not my day to record a video. Okay. Alright, so next one we have is Layla by Colleen Hoover. Honestly, I never thought I would like Colleen Hoover as much as I did. I want to say I gave this one 4 stars. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. This one is kind of the same idea as Pen Pal that I talked about earlier. It's kind of like a ghost story. I wanted to find out what the review I wrote on that was, because okay, so I had said, interesting story, definitely did not see the ending coming. I was satisfied with the way that it ended. It was a little predictable at times, but overall, a good story. I would definitely recommend this to somebody who maybe wants to get into Colleen Hoover. I really did enjoy this. I mean, 4 stars just because it was predictable. And it didn't pan out for me at all. Alright. Next, I have Meditation for Beginners by Jennifer N. Smith. I have been trying to get into meditation lately. My boss kind of inspired me to do it. I'm slowly kind of getting my way into it. I'm definitely going to be rereading this one again. Try to get myself maybe a hard copy of it so I can have a reference to go back to, because I read this on Kindle Unlimited. But I didn't give it a rating just because it is a nonfiction book. I haven't been reading nonfiction books very much lately. I haven't really read any nonfiction lately. Like, this is like the first nonfiction I've read like all year. But, you know, like from like start to finish. But overall, this was pretty good. I would recommend it to a beginner. I mean, I read it, I'm a beginner, so I definitely need a hard copy of this so I can go back and have it as reference, but alright, we have 2 more books to get through, guys. 2 more. So, I was a little disappointed by this one because I wanted to love this book. I gave it 3 stars because it was engaging, but I didn't care for it. And I know a lot of people love this book, and I don't like talking negative about books. But that is The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkaden. I know. I really, really wanted to love this. I feel like I maybe should have DNF'd it. But it was good. And it was engaging. But I didn't fully care for it. And I'm sorry to anybody who loves this book. I'm really sorry. I don't know what I really didn't really care for it about. But you end up following 2 female characters in, I mean, I guess it was like the obsessive part of it. I don't really care for obsessive characters. But it was super engaging. I just didn't care for it. I'm sorry to anybody who loves this book, but I'm sorry. It's probably going to end up going on my Pango books. And I'm thinking that these authors are not for me. I have a couple other books by them that I might even get rid of. But if you read any other books by this duo, let me know in the comments. Tell me maybe I should give them another chance. But where it sits right now, they're not for me. So we're going to put that up there in Pango. Okay. And last but not least, this book, I gave 5 stars. This book terrified me as a reader. And I'm afraid to now give a book a 1 star. That is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Wow. Okay. What a wild ride for a reader. I'm telling you, what a wild ride for a reader. Okay. I've had mixed feelings about this book. Because a lot of people didn't really care for it. But after I finished this book, I was completely speechless. Not even sure what I was thinking. Like, you have this girl who ends up giving a book a 1 star, submits her review, it's the only review that she has, and then the author starts stalking her and is trying to unalive her. Like, I was expecting, just please change your review. But, I was not expecting what happened. Even now, I'm completely speechless on this. I have no idea what to think. I would highly recommend this one if, you love thrillers. But be prepared to be terrified. I don't even know, where to go with this one, but yeah. It's terrifying. Okay, so if you made it this far in this video, thank you. I feel like this video was very random. I had to cut out a few things, but, we got through it. So, if you also been sticking around with me, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I've clearly had a lot going on lately. I've been trying to find a new recording schedule, editing schedule. My schedule's gonna be changing at work again. It changed for a little while. For a few months, I was doing 10 hours a day. didn't have time to do a recording or anything like that. So I really appreciate you if you are still sticking around with me. All that fun jazz. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Any books that I said would be mentioned will be listed down below. Because there's a lot, I'm not going to list all of them. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys will stick around and see my reading reset. I'm going to be doing, I have an announcement video coming soon that will be doing the Just Read It already. I'm really excited for that. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.